Now let us move on to a very beautiful and interesting concept. Please write down the heading, sir. Types of lines, or we will find the number of solutions, total number of solutions which are available, which is also called as types of line. What are the different types of lines which are available for us, sir? Let us find it out. Now see here, sir. Suppose for example there is an equation x plus y is equal to 5. This is a straight line. What are the possible values of x and y? 4 plus 1 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 0 is 5, 0 plus 5 is 5. Like that, there are so many possible solutions which are available. That means the number of solutions for this particular straight line equation are many. Similarly, suppose there is an equation, same equation I will take, x plus y is equal to 5. I will take another equation. Suppose let it be x minus y is equal to 3. If I simplify, it is 2x is equal to 8. X value will become 4 and y value will become 1. That means these are the only set of values. This is the only set of values which will satisfy both the equation. X is equal to 4, y is equal to 1 will satisfy the first equation. It will also satisfy the second equation. How many solutions are there for this particular equation? There is only one solution, and that solution is nothing but 4, 1. That means this kind of equations or this kind of straight lines has unique solution. Only one solution is available for this kind of straight lines. That is the meaning of it. Now we will see what are those different types of straight lines which are available, or how many solutions are there for each and every different type of straight lines. That is what we are going to discuss right now. Now see here, sir. Suppose for example there are two lines. I will call the first line as a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. I will call the second line as a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Let us individually discuss different types of lines and how many solutions are possible for those different types of lines. Let us start with a very easy line called as parallel lines. Now there are, suppose for example, if I want to discuss parallel line, suppose I am putting a straight line here. Exactly parallel to that, I will put another straight line. Now, what is the meaning? We discussed it sometime before that. X plus y is equal to 5. X minus y is equal to 3. When we solved this equation, we got x value 4, y value 1. What is the meaning of x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 1? X is equal to 4 and y is equal to 1 means these are the values which will satisfy both the equations. That is the meaning. The other way of understanding is x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 1 means x plus y is equal to 5 is this straight line. X minus y is equal to 3 is another straight line. These two straight lines are meeting at one point. That point of intersection is nothing but 4, 1 in this example. That means x and y values, whatever we will get it when we solve two equations or any number of equations. In fact, those values are nothing but the point of intersections or point of intersection or point of contact of those two lines or whatever the equation it is. That means if I take parallel line scenarios, this is the first line, a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. This is my second line, a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. You keep on extending how much ever you want in this direction. Similarly, you keep on extending the first line also how much ever you want in the same direction. Will the two lines meet? The two lines will never meet each other. That means, can I say that they will definitely not have any point of contact. They both will never meet each other. How much ever distance you want, you keep on dragging both the lines in that particular direction, they both will never meet each other. That means they both will not have any point of intersection or point of contact. Or in simple language, can I say that for parallel lines, there is no point of contact or no solution. Simple way of understanding. For parallel line, you will definitely not have any solution. Now, if I continue further, can I say that parallel lines means the slopes are equal, right? The slopes are equal. The slope of the first line is, I told you how to find the slope. It is minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. It is minus of a1 divided by b1. Slope of the second line is, it is minus of a2 divided by b2. And I know that both the slopes are equal. If I equate minus a1 by b1 is equal to minus a2 by b2, minus will cancel out and you are left with a1 by a2 will definitely be equal to b1 by b2, and this will definitely not be equal to the constant value c1 by c2. This is exactly what I told you sometime before also. For parallel lines, x and y coefficients will be same for both the lines, and the constant coefficient will be different. That is the reason it is not equal to c1 by c2. So the conditions for two lines to be parallel is nothing but a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2, and that is not equal to the constant ratio c1 by c2. Now, this is a theory part. How to implement this theory in our problem solving? Again, I am saying that problems will be very easy by nature. Please see this question, sir, which is based on parallel lines. If 2x plus 3y is equal to 19, 2x plus 3y is equal to 19, and kx plus 6y, kx plus 6y is equal to 39 are parallel lines. They are giving in the question that they are parallel lines. Then find the value of k. Now see here, let me discuss two methods for you. You pick up the method which you are comfortable. Now, because the question is given as parallel lines, I told you that a1 by a2 will be definitely equal to b1 by b2. a1 is nothing but 2, a2 is nothing but k, b1 is nothing but 3, b2 is nothing but 6, 3 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 2, so k value will be equal to 4. This is one of the way of finding from the condition of a parallel line which we just understood 2 minutes before. Method 2. You can also apply this particular method to solve this question. Method 2. 2x plus 3y is equal to 19. This is what they have given. Can I say that the other equation is kx plus 6y is equal to 39. Now think logically. I told you sometime before also that the coefficient of x and y will be same in case of parallel line. The coefficient of y here is 6. Make this coefficient of y also as 6. As of now the coefficient is 3 here. You should make it as 6. Multiply the entire equation by 2. So this becomes 4x plus 6y is equal to 19 into 2 is 38. In place of k, what is the value that you have here, sir? The k value will be 4. It is one step answer. This will involve little more extra steps. You decide the method whichever you are comfortable. I believe that the first type of line called as parallel line is very clear for you people. Next, second type of line, it is called as coincident lines. They are called as coincident lines, or they are also named as overlapping lines. They are also named as overlapping lines. That means in simple language, let me explain you in the way you understand it. Suppose the equation of the first line is x plus y is equal to 8. I will multiply the entire equation by 2. The second line equation becomes 2x plus 2y is equal to 16. Can I say that these both are same, right? These both are absolutely the same thing. There is no difference at all between these two lines, whatever I have written. That means, can I say that here a1 by a2 is nothing but 1 by 2. b1 by b2 is also nothing but it is 1 by 2. c1 by c2 is also nothing but 8 by 16, which is 1 by 2. That means overlapping lines are nothing but, suppose there is first line a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. There is another line a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0, and that particular second line is coming and exactly coinciding or overlapping on the second line. First line and second line, they are overlapping. The meaning of they are overlapping is, I can say that at this particular point they both will meet. At this point also they will meet. This point also they will meet. This point also they will meet. Here also they will meet. Here also they will meet. At this particular point also they will meet. Here also they will meet. That means they will keep meeting every millisecond, microsecond, every second also. Every point they will keep meeting, sir. That means totally how many meeting points are there, how many points of intersections are there, how many solutions are there. Point of intersection is nothing but the solution. There are infinite number of solutions, infinite number of times they both will keep meeting. So for an overlapping lines or for coincident lines, there are infinite solutions, and the condition for two lines to be overlapping is a1 by a2 ratio will be equal to b1 by b2 will be also equal to the constant ratio c1 by c2. That means everything will be same. In case of parallel lines, constant ratio it was not equal. Make that equal, it becomes an overlapping line. In simple language, I can explain like this for you, sir. Right? I hope the idea is clear. Now, this is again a theory part. Where can I have the application or the problem of this particular thing? Now, see here. If the equations of two lines, 3x plus 4y is equal to 11. This is my first equation. 3x plus 4y is equal to 11, and 6x minus ky is equal to 22. 6x minus ky is equal to 22 have infinite solutions. Infinite solutions means these two are nothing but coincident lines or overlapping lines. That is the meaning of it. Then find the value of k. For an overlapping line, the condition is a1 by a2 will be equal to b1 by b2. It is also equal to c1 by c2, which you need not take it in this case anyway. a1 by a2 is 3 by 6. b1 by b2 is 4 by minus k. This is 3 into 1, 3 into 2. So k value I will get it as minus 8. Again and again, my only duty is to keep reminding you one thing, that coordinate geometry, the problems are extremely easy, sir. Extremely. And I am saying it because I have seen so many questions which had come in the part. And just to tell you information, this is a question which had come in the year 2014 for your information. I hope you are very clear with the second type of line called as overlapping lines. Now, there is another type of line which we want to learn. Suppose, for example, there is another. This is a line a1x. Let me write it. a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. This line, suppose there is another line a2x. This line equation is a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Now, these 2 points are intersecting at only one point. Such kind of lines are called as intersecting lines. They both are intersecting. They both are intersecting at only one point. That is the reason intersecting points will have unique solution or only one solution. There will not be more than one solution for an intersecting line. Unique solution is the only possibility for intersecting lines. And if you observe this diagram, a1 x coefficients for both the lines are different, y coefficients are also different, constants are also different. That means, can I say that a1 by a2 ratio will definitely not be equal to b1 by b2 ratio for intersecting lines. Now, this a1 by a2, b1 by b2 ratios, it might be equal to c1 by c2 ratio, or it might not be equal also in some cases. That means there is a possibility of becoming equal in some case, there is a possibility of not becoming equal in some other case. Don't worry too much about it anyway. It is not too much required for your examination anyway also. So I am just telling for your clarity. A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Everything will be different. The ratio of all the three things will be different for intersecting lines. Very rare case they happen to be same with C1 by C2 ratio. So intersecting line will not have too much solution. They will intersect only at one particular point. They will have only one solution or unique solution. Now this is again a theory part. See the questions. One, explanation, concept understanding, problem solving. That is what we are doing. If lines 2x plus 3y is equal to 18, let me write it. 2x plus 3y is equal to 18 and 4x plus ky is equal to 39. 4x plus ky is equal to 39 are intersecting lines. They are intersecting lines. That means A1 by A2 ratio is not equal to B1 by B2 ratio. Then find the value of k. That means A1 by A2, it is 2 by 4. It is not equal to B1 by B2. It is 3 by k. 2 by 4 is nothing but 1 by 2. So k value is not equal to 6. Answer for this question is k value can be any other value, but definitely it is not equal to 6. That is the meaning of this particular question. That means in your answer option, definitely this answer option k not equal to 6 will be given. You should check it and mark that particular answer option. I hope you are understanding, sir. There is nothing too much difficult in what I am teaching you right now, but these are something which you need to know for problem solving. Otherwise, you will face a lot of issues in problem solving. Next, there is another kind of line which you are already aware of. Perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. The perpendicular lines means there is a line like this, there is a line again like this. The angle between these two lines is 90 degrees. Whenever the angle is 90 degrees, whenever two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slopes is equal to -1. All these things we have already discussed some time before. Product of their slopes is -1. Now, how to find the slope of first line? It is minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y into slope of second line is minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. This is nothing but equal to -1. Two lines are nothing but a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. I am not writing the equation of two lines every time. So I hope you are understanding it. Now, if I simplify, minus into minus will become plus. If I simplify, numerator is a1 into a2, right hand side is minus b1 into b2. The condition for, very important point, the condition for two lines to be perpendicular, the condition for any two lines to be perpendicular is a1 a2 plus b1 b2 should definitely be equal to 0. Shift that minus b1 b2 in the right hand side to the left hand side, it becomes plus b1 b2. The condition for any two lines to be perpendicular is a1 a2 plus b1 b2 is equal to 0. I hope you are very clear with the logic what we are discussing and with the concept what I am teaching you people. Now, with this concept, let us solve one easy question once again. The question is, if two lines 2x plus 3y is equal to 8, first line is 2x plus 3y is equal to 8 and kx plus 4y minus 9 is equal to 0. Kx plus 4y is equal to 9, I can write like this, are perpendicular lines. Now it is given that these two lines are perpendicular, right? It is given in the question that these two lines are perpendicular. Because these two lines are perpendicular, product of their slopes is equal to -1, or the other condition that needs to be satisfied is a1 a2 plus b1 b2 should be equal to 0. Your question is find the value of k. Now see here, a1 is nothing but 2, a2 is nothing but k, b1 is nothing but 3, b2 is nothing but 4 is equal to 0. Can I say that 2k plus 12 is equal to 0? 2k is minus 12. From this I can find the value of k as minus 12 by 2, it is minus 6. Again and again my only duty is to keep reminding you one thing, sir. That one thing is nothing but telling you people that coordinate geometry is extremely easy to be learned. I hope the idea of perpendicular lines is very clear for you people. Now, the last kind of lines that you can find is concurrent lines. The last kind of lines that you can find is concurrent lines. Now see here, sir. Suppose for example, this is one of the line. There is another line. These two lines are intersecting at one particular point. These two lines are intersecting at one particular point. If two lines are intersecting at a point, those two lines are called as intersecting lines. We already learned what is the meaning of intersecting lines sometime before. If two lines are intersecting at a single point, then those two lines are called as intersecting lines. Suppose for example, there is another line right now like this. That line is also intersecting at the same point. Now there are more than two lines. If more than two lines are intersecting at a single point, if more than two lines are passing through a single point, then they are called as concurrent lines. I hope you are understanding the difference between concurrent lines and intersecting lines. Intersecting lines means only two lines should be intersecting at a single point. Concurrent lines means more than two lines should be intersecting at a single point. More than two lines should be passing through a single point. It can be 3 lines or 4 lines or 7 lines or 10 lines. It really does not make any difference. There can be another line like this which is passing through the same point. These 4 lines are called as concurrent lines in this case. I hope the idea is very clear for you people. I am sure that you are not getting any doubt with respect to the difference between intersecting lines and concurrent lines. Now, this is the meaning or this is the definition of concurrent lines. Now, how can we solve it in problem? See here, sir. Your question is, if 4x plus 3y is equal to k. Now, let me write it. Suppose there is a line. This is the line, for example. I will call it as 4x plus 3y is equal to k. 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. Suppose for example, let me use a different color for your better understanding. There is another line. This particular line, I will call it as 2x plus 3y is equal to 12, and there is another line, x plus y is equal to 5. This is the line which is nothing but x plus y is equal to 5 are concurrent lines. Concurrent lines means all the 3 lines are meeting at a single point. That means all the 3 lines have same point of intersection. Find the value of k. Now think logically, sir. Forget about this equation which is having k in that particular equation. Forget about that line. Don't worry about that red color line as of now. Can I say that one of the line is 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. Other line is x plus y is equal to 5. One of the line is 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. Other line is x plus y is equal to 5. X plus y is equal to 5 can also be written as 2x plus 2y is equal to 10, right? 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. Why did I write like this? If I solve it, simplify. 3y minus 2y is y. 12 minus 10 is 2. Y value is 2. So x value should be 3. That means if I solve these two equations, I am getting the value of x as 3 and getting the value of y as 2. That 3 and 2 is nothing but the point of intersection of those two lines. What is the point of intersection of those two lines? It is 3, 2. Can I also say that the same 3, 2 is also the point of intersection of that red color line which I have mentioned there? That means because they are concurrent lines, it is having the same point of intersection. That means there is a point called as 3, 2 on this particular line. 4x plus 3y is equal to k. That means 3, 2 should be satisfying this equation. Substitute 3 in place of x and 2 in place of y. So this is nothing but giving you the k value. 12 plus 6, it is nothing but 18. So k value should be 18. I hope that you are very clear with the logic. There are two lines whose equations are given. Solve the equations, you will get x and y value. That is nothing but the point of intersection of those two lines. And there is another line which is also having the same point of intersection, because the three lines are concurrent lines according to the question. That means the same point 3, 2 is lying on this black color line which I have mentioned right now. Right, is lying on this black color line. That means a point is lying on a line means if I substitute x and y coordinates in that line, it should satisfy the equation. I have told you in my previous explanations also very clearly. That means substitute x value 3 in that equation, y value 2. Right hand side is k. You will get the value of k once you simplify as 18. Very simple. There is no need of struggling for this kind of questions. I believe that you are very clear with whatever we have discussed till now. Again I am repeating, sir. First kind of lines are nothing but parallel lines what we discussed. In case of parallel lines, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. It will not be equal to c1 by c2. And in parallel lines, you will not have any solution. I am just listing out all the things so that you will not forget or you will not get confused. The second kind of lines what we had is coincident lines, or it is also called as overlapping lines. Overlapping lines means every possibility they both will be same. There is no case where they both will be different at all. So it's a1 by a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2. Everything is same. And overlapping line means in each and every point they will keep meeting. So they will have infinite solutions. They will have infinite solutions. This is the second kind of line. Third kind of line which we discussed is intersecting line. Intersecting lines means the two lines will intersect at a single point. They both will meet at only one point. So they will have unique solution. And for an intersecting line, the coefficients will not be same at all. They all will be having different coefficients. Very rarely they will be equal to c1 by c2 ratio. Very rarely, right? That is the intersecting line. Fourth kind of line what we discussed is they are called as perpendicular lines, right? Four kind of lines, they whatever we discussed, they are perpendicular lines. The condition for two lines to be perpendicular is a1 a2 plus b1 b2 is equal to 0. And the last kind of line what we discussed is they are called as concurrent lines. If two lines are intersecting at a single point, then they are called as intersecting lines. But if more than two lines are intersecting, then they are called as concurrent lines. I am sure that you are very clear with the types of lines what we have discussed from the last few minutes of our class, and how many solutions are there for each and every type of line. I am sure that this particular screen, whatever is visible right now for you, is giving you the entire clarity of my last 30 minutes or 25 minutes of my class. I hope that the idea is very clear for you people.